Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name's Rachel and this is Stitched Up, and happy Sunday. I thought I would come back after promising the other day that I would this week and do a bit of a weekend catch up with you all and see how you're all doing. I hope you've had a really good week and I hope you've been sewing. I have been sewing. You know, the last vlog I put out the other day where I talked about how to find my sojo because I'd lost it. Well, it's on its way back, shall we say. I will link to that vlog up here somewhere so that you can go and check that out if you're interested. But in that vlog, I talked about the fact that I'd been away, I'd had illness and a little bit of an accident as well while running, and all of those things together contributed to me losing my sojo a little bit and not really feeling like sewing and not even knowing what I wanted to sew. And because we're moving into autumn now as well, obviously there's the transition seasons, etc. So I talk a lot more about that in that vlog if you are interested. But today I thought I would show you what I have been sewing this week and have been getting back into it, and also some gorgeous new fabrics that have come into my sewing room over the past few weeks, and some new labels, because you all know how much I love labels and I thought you might like to see them. I think I mentioned in the vlog I talked about the other day that I was going to make some basics, because usually when you want to get back into sewing after a little bit of a break, making simple projects is always a good way to start because it doesn't sort of too taxing with the old brain power, and yeah, especially things you've made before usually are easy. But I have got sort of a bit of a secret squirrel project on the go at the moment, which I have finished this afternoon, and to do that I needed to pull out the pattern that I'm using, that I will talk to you about, because I actually had this pattern cut out about 3 years ago. I found some fabric in my stash. I wanted to make this pattern for ages, which is the Staystitch Pattern Company Malibu shirt, which I'll put a picture of here. And I cut this out of some fabric that I had in my stash that had been in my stash for ages. Can't remember where it came from. And I thought the pairing worked really well, so cut the fabric out. And I had a lovely Zoom call. Well, it wasn't a Zoom call, it was a WhatsApp video call with my gorgeous Northern Soul sisters, Ruan and Tamlin, last night. And I was talking about this to them. And I said it was one of those moments. I don't know if you've ever had it. I'll be honest now, it is the only time since I've been sewing, in all the years I've been sewing, which is 10 years now, I think, 10, 11 years, coming up to 11 years. It's the only time I have ever experienced it. But it was one of those moments where, you know, when you start a new project and you've chosen your fabric and you've chosen your pattern and you're really excited to get cracking with it, and you start cutting your fabric, and I honestly felt, you know, like a petrol gauge that goes from full and slowly ticks to zero. That is how my motivation went throughout cutting out the fabric for this project. I can't even describe it. And I was so excited. I loved the fabric initially, and then when I'd finished cutting it all out, I sort of thought, you know what, I don't actually want to make this up. I now don't like the fabric for this pattern and I've got no motivation to sew it. So it went in a project bag onto the UFO pile, and there it languished for about 3 years. But I knew that this pattern I wanted to is what I'm doing for this secret squirrel project, and I needed to dig it out. So I dug it out of the UFO pile, and initially, I'll be honest, I was just going to discard the cut out pieces of fabric, but actually I really like this fabric now, and I did like it back then. I don't know what was going through my head, it was just weird. But anyway, I thought, you know what, before I cut it out of the new fabric that I need to make for this project, I might as well just sew this up first and at least toile it, because the size that I had traced off was actually a little bit bigger than what my body measurements are, and this pattern does have a lot of ease, and I was a little bit worried that if I didn't actually toile it, that actually it might be too big. I thought I'll just sew up the pattern pieces that I've already cut out, we can try it on for size, see how it fits, and then if I need to make any changes to the pattern before I use it for the project that I'm doing now, I can do that. So that's what I did. So yesterday I sewed it up and I've got it finished. You're going to have to excuse the state of it because it's creased and there's little bits of thread and all sorts on it. But here is my Staystitch Malibu shirt. So this is a cotton lawn, and it's this sort of, the background is like a coffee brown colour, which sounds really, I'm not selling that to you, am I, by describing it as coffee brown? But anyway, and you've got these big sort of lilac geometric spots on, and as I say, I can't remember where I got the fabric from, but when I'd originally cut this out, as I say, I just totally went off the fabric for this pattern, and I just thought, I don't know why I've wasted this fabric on this pattern, because I just don't think it's going to work. I proceeded to sew this up yesterday. So what you've got is you've got a short sleeved shirt with a mock cuff detail here, and then you've got a placket along the front, collar and collar stand. I've put a little label in there that says nailed it. If anyone can tell me where those labels come from, that would be much appreciated. And then you've got, it's just a simple hem at the bottom. It's supposed to be cropped, but I did add 2 inches to this pattern. And then you put this placket on and you sort of twist it underneath and then attach it to the other side, so it creates like this little twist detail at the front. On the back you have a yoke detail there, and yeah, that's it. What can I say? So it's a really nice pattern. What I have had to do, it is too big for me. I can get away with it, but the problem is, because there is no fastening at the front, I have actually pinned this with a pin, because when I finished it last night, while I was on my, there's the pin, look there. When I finished it last night, when I was on the Zoom call to the girls and tried it on, it just gapes so much because it's just far too big. So I think what I'm going to do where I've pinned it is I'm going to put like a press stud there so that I can still wear this one. But yes, I can get away with it, but I am going to need to put a press stud there. And what I decided I would do is, for my secret squirrel project, I am going down 2 sizes to make sure that that one fits me better and is still, you know, with the extra ease. So yeah, because it has about 6 inches of ease, which is a lot. So just bear that in mind. I think I am going to do a separate pattern review of this pattern, because there were a few issues with it when I made this version. And when I was chatting to the girls last night, it was interesting because Tamlin's made this pattern and we both came up with the same problems that we had. Well, not problems, but just a few little sort of quirks of the instructions, shall we say. So I think I'll do a separate pattern review on this, because I think it will be worth it if you're interested. So that's the top that I've made. Now, I know that I'd said in my Sojo vlog the other day that I was going to make some t-shirts, and I have got the fabric out for the t-shirts. I've cut 2 out. I'm making the Jackson tee by Helen's Closet, because I've made that before, and I just wanted a simple sort of gender neutral type t-shirt, loose, not too oversized, but not fitted or shaped or anything like that. So I think that pattern, it works really well for that kind of aesthetic. And I just wanted to make some plain basics. So I have cut out a white one, and I've cut out a zebra print one as well. And I know I said I was going to do plains, but you know, zebra's plain, isn't it? Animal prints are plain, let's face it. And I mentioned, I think, as well, that I wanted to do sort of a black one and a grey one as well. Now, I had a look in my jersey stash. I thought I had some grey cotton jersey, but I haven't got any plain grey. So I do have a piece on my Destash account on Instagram, actually, of grey jersey, but it has like a silver metallic design on. But I think I can still probably get away with that. That's not sold, and I don't know why, because it's gorgeous. It's probably the pictures, actually, they're not very good. But I think I'm going to take that down. I think I'm going to use that and make the t-shirt out of that, because that will probably pass for the grey. Otherwise, I'm going to have to buy more new fabric, and I don't want to, well, I do, of course I want to buy new fabric. I always want to buy new fabric, but I'd rather use what I've got for this kind of thing. So I think that's probably what I'm going to do. In fact, let me go get the fabric and I'll show you. Right, I'm back. So this is it here. It's really lovely. It's a lightweight cotton jersey and it's grey, and it's got this sort of geometric metallic design on it. It's really pretty. So I'm sure I've got a good 1.5 meters there. So I think I'm probably going to take this down off my Destash account and I'm going to make a t-shirt out of it. And I think that will still work for a plain, even though it's got a subtle design on it. It's still going to go with lots of things, isn't it? So I think I'm going to do that and use that. So thinking ahead to Frocktails, I talked about this in the vlog the other day as well, and I did have the idea of one dress that I was thinking about to make, and Gina Seams has made it. Brogan from the Crafty Pie has made it as well, and I can't remember the pattern. I thought I actually had this pattern, and it looks like I don't, because I was rummaging through my Big Four pattern stash, which is back there, last night and couldn't find it at all. So I don't think I must have bought it, but I'm sure it's a McCall's pattern, but I'll put a picture of it here anyway. However, when I was rummaging through the pattern stash last night, I did find, wherever I've put it, it's here. I found this one, which I think is going to work really well. So this is Simplicity S9885, and I actually prefer this version here. I'm not keen on the one full sleeve and then completely sleeveless the other side. That asymmetric style is just a bit too much for me, but I think the sleeveless version will look really nice. I think that's going to look really nice for Frocktails. So I just need to choose some fabric. It's made for jersey fabrics, and yeah, I think that will be really nice. I love this little sort of waistline cutout detail. So I think, yeah, I'm going to go for that because I've already got it. I thought I had the other pattern, but I don't think I have. So I'm not going to buy a new pattern when I've got that. Just need to choose some fabric for that. So I've got one option that I have picked out, but I might just have another look in my stash and see what else I've got. And then, yeah, that's going to be the dress for Frocktails, I think. So I got some new labels from Little Rosy Cheeks. She's got some new designs out which are amazing. She's got quite a lot and I chose 4. So the first one I got is a new colorway of the Love Yourself Revolution label. So that's those ones. These were ordered just before I went to Cornwall, and then they came while I was in Cornwall, so I got back to a lovely little surprise, which was nice. And then this one is the Look for Glimmers one, which is really nice. I love the metallic on that. Beautiful. These ones say, need to put my glasses on because I can't read them. Oh, there we go. Perfect for your animal print ones. It says Big Cat Energy on there with that leopard or cheetah or whatever it is. And then the last one is Imperfectly Perfect. Love Victoria's labels, so they're going to go in my little label stash. And then fabrics. So I have got a few new fabrics to show you, which I have been sort of getting over the last few weeks. So these all haven't come in this week. Just putting that out there right now before you all shout at me for saying, Rachel, you've just destashed all these fabrics and now you're buying more. So this one is from Pigeon Wishes, and I got this direct from her Etsy shop, and I was wanting a sort of a checkerboard, lightweight cotton viscose type fabric with a little bit of structure but not too structured, because I want to make the Tudor blouse by Stitch Witch patterns. I've had that for ages, and I just wanted a nice fabric for that. So I bought 1.5 meters of this from Megan at Pigeon Wishes. It's a cotton seersucker in a black and white checkerboard, because, oh gosh, doesn't that do your eyes in when you wave it around a lot? But I just thought that would work really well for that pattern. So I've got 1.5 meters of that, but obviously the weather is turning now and I'm not sure whether I'm going to make it now, and well, whether I'm just going to put this away and wait until spring, because realistically I don't think I'm going to get a lot of wear out of it now. So I think I'm going to use my sewing time that I do have for more autumnal makes. But I wanted to show you the fabric anyway because it's really lovely. It's been pre-washed and yeah, super soft, really lovely. So that's that one. Then I have the lovely Claire, who is Loves Red Sews on Instagram and here on YouTube, to blame for this purchase, because she bought this fabric and I think she made a Avenir jumpsuit by Friday Pattern Company and it just looked amazing. And when she showed it on her Instagram, I just was like, I am going to have to buy that viscose. So it was from Pound Fabrics. So this is it here. They do it in a couple of colorways, and this just speaks to my gothness, because even though it's not completely black, I just think these look like bats. I know they're not, but it just, to me, it looks like a dusk sky with loads of bats flying through it. Which probably sounds ridiculous to you, but yeah, that's just how my brain works. So I really love it. So I think I bought 4 meters of this. It wasn't expensive, £6 a meter, I think. It might have even been less. I think it might have been £4.50 a meter. But yeah, it's gorgeous. It is really soft. It's a really nice quality. I think, is it a poppy fabric? I'm not sure, but it's, I've seen this selvage on fabrics that I've had from Beyond the Pink Door before and other well-known fabric shops. So yeah, it is a really nice quality. It's lovely. So I'm really glad I've got that. Don't know what I'm going to make with it yet, but I wanted to have that in my stash. So the thing with Pound Fabrics is the postage is quite high. I don't know if it's about £6, and you never get free postage. You know, these lots of places, if you spend over a certain amount, you get free postage. You don't with Pound Fabrics. So obviously you've got to make the most of it. So I did buy another fabric from them. It's another viscose, and it is this animal print one. I thought that was just lovely. I mean, it's quite sort of subtle from a distance. And yeah, I thought that was really nice. So this is lighter weight than the other one, so it's not as good quality, I would say, but it's really soft. It's lovely. So I think again I got either 3 or 4 meters of that. It's washed really nice, and I don't know what I'm going to make with it yet, so give me some ideas. I could make some more, I was going to say trousers, but I'm not going to make another pair of leopard trousers because I have a pair, so there's no point making another pair. But it might be a dress of some sort. I might even make a Lyra, you know, because I did make a Tilly and the Buttons Lyra in leopard print a couple of years ago, 2-3 years ago, but it was a polyester, and I wore it once and I just didn't like the feel of it against my skin, so I did donate that. But I might remake it in this because this is super soft and I think it will be really nice as a Lyra. So yeah, that could be an option. So let me know if you can think of anything else that I might like. And then I got some fabrics from First for Fabrics. They, just before I went away, put up a post of some of their gorgeous new sweatshirtings that they've got in, and I had to buy some because they are beautiful. So the first one I got is this beautiful fleece back sweatshirting. I think it's a fleece back. Yeah, these haven't been pre-washed yet. I'm really sorry for the tip tapping that you can hear. It's Piper. It's just being really needy, shall I say. Anyway, back to the fabric. So this is a fleece back sweatshirting. They have it in 2 colorways. I don't know if they've still got it in stock. If they have, I will link to it down below. They had it in this colorway, and they also had it in a sort of, I think it was like a dark pink with, is it navy blue bows on? But I just love it. I think it's so nice. It's maybe a bit, I don't know, young for me, I guess. I don't know. But I really like it. So I bought, I think I got 4 meters. Oh no, 3 meters. I think I got 3 meters of it. It's quite expensive. It's about £17 a meter, I think. So I think I did get 3 meters because the plan is I wanted to make a co-ord set for loungewear over sort of autumn at home, because I won't be going out in it, but I could wear it in spring and summer as well. So I want to make a simple sweatshirt something like the Grainline Linden, and a pair of shorts to go with it, and matching obviously. And I thought that would be really nice just to lounge about in at home, but also in spring and summer I can wear it outside as well. So yeah, that's what I've bought that for. And then I also got this one, which is a French terry. Now they had this in 2 colorways, and if I'm perfectly honest, I wanted both colorways because I love it so much. It is absolutely gorgeous. But I went for the pink because that's the one I was drawn to most, even though I think the blue would probably be a better colour for me. But I just love this pink so much. But I love the blue too. I would have got both, but that was just being excessive. So it's this gorgeous, gorgeous ombre animal print French terry. I mean, it's just amazing. I got 1.5 meters of this because I just want to make a sweatshirt with it. Maybe a hoodie, I don't know. Might even be a Paige hoodie. I'm not sure yet whether I want to make a hoodie or I want to just make a sweatshirt. I can't decide, so I have to think about that. But yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. And as I say, they do it in a blue, like a blue and I think it's a blue that goes into a green. It's just beautiful. Again, I don't know if they've still got this in stock, but I will link to it down below if they have. And the last one I got is this one, which is a smiley face one. It takes me back to the acid era. If you were around in the early 90s, you will know. Late 80s, early 90s. But yeah, the smiley faces. Anybody remember those? They had this in a few colourways, but I love the lilac. It's just gorgeous. I think I bought 2.5 meters of this. Again, to make myself a sweatshirt, but I also thought I might be able to get a little sweatshirt for Layla out of it. I'm hoping that I have got enough, but we shall see. So it's just gorgeous. I love this colour so much. Do you know what? Purple is my favourite colour. It always has been. But up until the last couple of years, I didn't like wearing purple. I don't know why. I just, as much as I love it as a colour, I didn't like it as a fabric for me, if that makes sense. And I think it's Tamlin's influence, to be honest, because she's very into sort of blues and purples and things, and seeing some of the stuff she's made has really sort of inspired me to look at how purple can be really wearable. So yeah, anyway, I love it, absolutely love it. It's just amazing. Really nice weight, this as well. It's quite chunky and super soft because it's fleece backed. It's beautiful. And then finally, in the vlog the other day, this has come in this week and it's come in really quick. So I think I mentioned that I was looking at I wanted some sort of rust coloured fabric to make some trousers with. And I'd seen one on Fabric Godmother, but it was quite expensive. But then Genleg has a discount code for Fabric Godmother at the moment. I don't know if it's still live, but if you follow her on Instagram, go and check her out and she gives you the details on there. But it was for 15% off. So I thought, you know what, I might as well just buy it because I haven't seen another one anywhere else that I really like. So I bought myself 1.5 meters of this beautiful stretch cotton twill. This only came yesterday. And yeah, it's just lovely. I think this is going to make the most gorgeous trousers. So the pattern that I'm going to use for this, once I've twirled it in the fabric that I talk about in the vlog from the other day, I'm going to use the chinos for women by Wardrobe by Me, hopefully. So yeah, I just love it. I just think it's such a gorgeous colour for autumn. And yeah, that needs to go in the wash to be pre-washed. And then Fabric Godmother have got their new collection out, and there's 2 or 3 of their fabrics that I really, really like. However, I previously would have not hesitated and just bought them. But, you know, I'm trying to be a changed woman, and I'm trying to sort of think about, do I love this fabric because it's beautiful as a fabric? What would I make out of it, and would I wear that make in this fabric? And to be honest, the answer was no for a lot of them, because I think some of the prints are just getting really out there, aren't they? And they are gorgeous, but when we talk about, I talked about this the other day, about my lifestyle and my daily life, and I think I just probably won't reach for them. So anyway, there was one of her new fabrics that I really loved, and it is this one. It's a viscose crepe, which, to be honest, crepe is not my favorite base, but the fabric Godmother viscose crepe is actually really nice. It's a lovely weight and a lovely feel. It's not too crepey, if that makes sense. It's just got that very fine texture to it. But I love this, and sorry, I've got a piece of that thread from the rust cotton trying to strangle me. Anyway, this is the one that I really liked. I love a floral print, and I love the fact that this is a black background. I've bought 3 meters of this, and this is going to be a winter dress of some sort, because I think that's what it will work really well for. Super lovely. I just love the colours in this. They're so vibrant, and yeah, that's just going to be lovely. So I got that. And then, so I put this picture on Instagram yesterday because, well, I'll give you a little bit of background. A couple of weeks ago, sometimes when you're on Instagram or even Facebook, if you've been Googling things or you've been looking at things on the internet, and then when you go back onto social media, every other post that you look at will be an advert, and it's always something along the lines of what you've been looking at on the internet, if that makes sense. And I saw this advert for this skirt, and it was incredible. It was by a brand I've never heard of, and it was a ready-to-wear skirt. It was like a stretched leatherette, high-waisted, midi length, fairly fitted, but it was asymmetric. So it had like a big slit at one side of the front, all the way up to the upper thigh, and then it was ruched above that. So it was like pulled up, if that makes sense, but where the ruching was like an exposed zip, and it was just gorgeous. It was so gothy, and I thought, I could have something like that for one of my goth nights that I go on. Anyway, I thought, I could maybe have a go at making it, but it wasn't expensive, and I thought I'll go on and maybe get one. So I went on to buy it and had a look at it, but the sizing, and this is the problem with those kinds of garments for me in ready to wear, the size that I would need to fit my waist had a 36-inch hip. I'm a 40 and a half, 41-inch hip. So, there was no way that was going to work. But if I'd have got the size to fit my hip, it would have been, I'd have had 4 inches of extra ease on my waist. So that was just out of the question. So I thought, you know what, if I ever see any stretch faux leather that's a nice one, I'll get it, and I can have a go at drafting my own pattern and making something very similar. So when I was on Fabric Godmother, I thought, they sometimes have faux leather. Anyway, she did, didn't she? So, and I knew hers would be really good quality because everything she gets is good quality. So she's got this stretch black faux leather, and I bought myself a couple of meters of it. So this is it here. I mean, it's coming up. It looks really shiny on screen. It's not as shiny as this in real life. It's not wet look. But yeah, it looks like PVC, doesn't it? It's not. It is a leatherette. And it's got a really soft back to it. It's almost like a fleecy back. But yeah, this is stretchy. And I am going to attempt to make that skirt. However, the only thing is I didn't take a screenshot of it, and I can't find it anywhere now. So I can't show you a picture of it because I have been going through all my history and all that kind of stuff, and I can't find it. So I'm really cross with myself that I didn't screenshot it, because usually if I see something on the internet that, even if it's like an inspiration of something or whatever, I will take a quick screenshot, and I didn't with this, and I'm really cross. But it is what it is. I've still got the image in my head, so I can use that image as inspiration and hopefully come up with something. But yeah, I put a little post up on Instagram yesterday showing this fabric and asking everybody what they thought I was going to make with it. And so many people thought I would make the Theas or make a pair of trousers. Now, I'm going to be honest, I am not a fan of leather trousers. at all. I think they are really, I don't know, for me they're very 80s and not in a good way. So yeah, leather trousers are just not my bag. I'm really sorry if you love them, but you know, you do you. That's why we love to sew, isn't it? Because we can make what we like and be our own individual authentic selves. But yeah, for me, the association of leather trousers is not a good one. So yeah, I will not be making leather trousers, but I think this kind of skirt is going to look amazing. Well, that's the image I've got in my head, but I will have to make a toile first, and I'm going to probably have to use some stretch. Well, I will have to use some stretch fabric to make a toile because I've got calico, but it's too stiff and there's no giving it. And obviously this is got to be figure hugging, so it needs to have, I need to toile it in something with stretch, don't I? So yeah, that's the plan for that, which is just delicious. And that's it. That is everything. I don't think I've got much else to tell you, to be honest. I am going to finish off the Secret Squirrel project, so we'll get that out of the way, and then the rest of this week is going to be taken up with making the new look dress that I need to get finished, or I need to start it, never mind get it finished, for next Saturday night, because we are going to the goth concert in York and I want to wear it for that. So I have got the fabric now. It is just a plain black viscose twill, nothing fancy. But I've got the pattern all traced and altered, so I just need to start getting that cut out and getting on with sewing it. So yeah. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed catching up with me this weekend. Oh, one other thing I wanted to quickly mention. I was thinking about resurrecting my Stitched Up weekly vlogs. A few years ago, I used to do like a weekly vlog, which was like a follow along with me for the week, seeing what I get up to, a little bit of life stuff, a little bit of sewing and all that kind of stuff. And everybody, you know, if you knew since then and if you've not seen it, they are all on my channel somewhere. But yeah, everybody seemed to love it. So let me know what you think, if you'd be interested in me resurrecting that, because I was thinking about starting it up again because I did enjoy it and it is intensive and hard work. But yeah, I thought it would be nice to get cracking with that again. But let me know anyway. Right, I'm gonna go, and I hope you've enjoyed catching up with me, and I will be back really soon. Take care. Bye.